Yeah, so hi, how are you? Today we're doing our recording from outside because it has been hot inside. Couldn't do it from indoors. So you will bear with the background noise. But today we want to talk about coding and maybe why you should not learn about coding as a clinician. So most of the time when people start coding, they find that coding is just tip of the iceberg, and there is something called programming that you should learn. And that's important because you'll find that programming really helps computer science people to approach problem solving and actually come up with programs or softwares that actually solve problem. So for you as a clinician, maybe you're looking for an equivalent to that. And this video is meant to help you approach that, if I may say, and necessarily not to get hung to the fact that you need to learn coding. So we will start from the get-go. Okay, so in this case, what you want to do is you really want to develop, number one, your mental models. And mental models comes from Charlie Munger. So if I may just show you. So over here we have mental models by Charlie Munger. So mental models basically by Charlie says they are they're a way of thinking, and they are essential concepts from various disciplines, can be psychology, physics, economics, that make you make wise decisions. And starting off, this is really where you want to start, because understanding what kind of mental models are important for you when exploring the field of coding or data science in this case will be very, very beneficial. So there are a number of mental models that you need to be on the lookout for. So Charlie puts them in this nice book. So here is an example of the print of the book, and there are quite a number of mental models for you to start with. I think my favorite one will be thinking from first principles. Now, it's important not to get hung on all the mental models that are out there, because ever since people have created different mental models, but really you want to pick out those that help you think, in this case, and develop critical thinking in data science, especially in the field of healthcare. So instead of getting hung with trying to master syntax, trying to master R or Python, I'd advise you start with mental models and just get an idea of what they are, which ones speak better or preferably to you, and develop them from the get-go. Okay, so that's number one. You have your mental models. So number two, you want to do this. You want to understand your clinical niche, or you want to define your clinical niche. So very, very many people have different interests. So for example, mine is in neuroscience. Yours might be in mental health or pediatrics or anything actually in medicine. So a good way to start is develop interest within your niche. That means you need to read a lot, get to understand what kind of data exists in that niche. And this is important because what will happen is that you will meet experts within that field, and you will be having conversations with those experts. The importance with this is that they will let you know how or what the direction of the field is taking, what kind of things to focus on. And once you start engaging with data around this area, you get sort of an hands-on experience on what the data looks like, for you to even try to use code to implement it or make a project out of it. So one place that I like visiting is Our World in Data. So in Our World in Data, right over here, it's a page that you get access to free data. So you can say research and data to make progress against the world's largest problems. And there are a whole number of data sets that you can play with, you can understand. So depending on your niche, you can actually select whatever data you want to look into, and explore more, and it will give you an idea of what happens when you explore data. So for example, when I browse by topic, there is healthcare data and there is quite a number. So depending on one you find interesting, you can look into it. So that's the other place to go into and just develop your mental models in this case. So actually this point ties with the first one. So the first one we said develop mental models. The second one we said dive into a clinical niche, and when diving into a clinical niche, look for experts and look for data that define that niche. Then thirdly, and the third reason of why you shouldn't start with trying to code is because AI has come a long way, and it has made things very easy to do or very easy to handle. So that means that the time for you to let me say prototype something or make something work has been made extremely fast with the use of AI. So this means that you don't really need to get hung around with understanding what syntax says, but if you are able to understand the fundamentals of programming or the fundamentals of code, then you can engage with AI in a way that you can get the most output out of this. So how this ties up with your first 2 points is that, number one, you develop your mental models. That means you understand how the world works, especially in this research area, implementing with data, implementing with code, and then you come up with mental models that help you navigate this space. Number 2, you look out for experts in this field, and this is by developing a clinical niche. So once you have a clinical niche, look for experts, look for data within that space that helps you handle real-world practical problems within this clinical niche. And then number 3, use AI for prototyping, use AI to make projects, use AI to help you understand how to code and how to program. And that way, if you iterate repeatedly through these things, I think it's a much better framework than starting out with learning how to code. Because if you just dive deep learning how to code, you will get stuck in understanding syntax. You will get stuck in trying to figure out which coding or programming language do you want to pick up. Is it A? Is it B or C? Is it R? Is it Python? I mean, you'll get hung up with all those kind of stuff. So the best thing or the best advice from where I sit is that focus on the mental models, pick a clinical niche, and iterate with AI. Yeah. Okay, so that's all from me today. Until next time, see you then.